I'm going to make the intro portion of this a little bit shorter than I would normally, just because of the sheer amount of issue I had had. Let's fade some of that music out. It's a pretty nice song, honestly. Alright. Yeah, so for anybody who tried to stop into the stream, excuse me, for anybody who tried to stop into the stream and was unable to, I apologize. I was having some really major technical difficulties that I didn't realize that would be a problem. Specifically, my firewall apparently had undergone some updates and was not allowing some of my programs to operate, so I had to go back and reallocate my firewall so that it was, or provision my firewall so that it would allow programs that I use for streaming to come through. So, I'm sorry, my apologies about for that. A special thank you, by the way, to Celestial Light and to the Great Red for stopping in during the trouble stream and kind of going, commenting and kind of going through that. So the original stream was 16 minutes long, and during that entirety I was discovering my firewall had caused some problems. So let me switch over to the game so you guys can see it. Of course, this is no shocker to you guys. You all voted for it for the poll, from the poll that I put up earlier on this week, maybe late last week. I put some stuff out there and said, hey, what's you know, what do you guys want? And Banjo Tooie came in, honestly, a lot more narrow margin win. I think the other contenders were Shadowgate for the NES, Oblivion for the 360, and Power Rangers for the Super Nintendo. So as you guys know from the tweet, for those of you who are coming here because of the tweet, I apologize not only for the technical issues, but I have, I'm also a little bit sick, so if you hear me sniffling, sneezing, coughing, that's me being, not feeling so well, and so I apologize. I don't want it to get in the way. If I feel like I need to sneeze, I'll try to move the microphone or mute it, or whatever I can do for minimizing that, experience. And that's why I jumped on. Originally, I was going to be doing this stream. I had anticipated doing a stream like this sometime over the weekend, and I may still stream on the weekend, but since I was sick, I figured this, you know, no better time than now to give it a spin. So we're gonna start over. Let's see, 203, 14 jiggies, 20 jiggies. We'll go ahead and delete Banjo, I think. I don't remember on this one how you do it. It's it's not under options. I think it's play game, and then I have to come to the trash can. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Okay. Now, I do want to go ahead and say, for anybody who has, seen me play the first Banjo-Kazooie, that one I'm decently proficient in. I understand where most of the jiggies are, I understand where most of the notes are, the Genjos. This one I'm much less so in terms of that, so this is going to be, and I haven't played it through completely in a long time. Oh, I forgot you could copy a game. That's actually really cool. You want somebody to that's really a neat feature. So I'm going to come into Banjo Kazooie. We'll skip some of the story. I'm just wanting to start it fresh. And we'll try to go into playing the game. For anybody also who might be curious, I am playing this on the Xbox One X version, the Rare Replay version, and that's just because it's HD, newer controller. You know, that kind of stuff. So, for anybody who didn't catch the story is basic. This bottle's our friend. In my old dirt piles. Press B. Oh, that's kind of sad. So, the witch, Gruntilda, was, she, being a witch, apparently doesn't die from falling down her sister's come over, they take a boulder off of her, and then she and her sisters cast a magic spell, burn Banjo's house. They don't get anybody else, everybody else gets to cover, but Bottles, who's playing poker with them that night, gets struck and killed. And there is a digging machine that they have, a large drill machine that they've used to kind of drive around and wreak havoc. Also, I don't think that there's a way to tap into it from the Xbox, but for the Nintendo 64 version, there was a two-player mode where Bottles could be a devil, and you could actually, player 2 could actually play as Bottles and go possess enemies to try to take Banjo out. I thought that was a really cool idea, but it looks like that I don't think there's a way to get into it from here. I'll do more research on it, because if I can find ways to do it, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, all of the old moves that we had from the previous one. I mean, we have these dirt hills here. I think these are for people either who hadn't played the first game or just wanted to jump into this or needed a refresher. The Thumb Brothers, the perfect stream after a busy week. I'm glad. I'm a little under the weather today, and so I opted to. Anna's out taking care of some stuff. She's doing some. I don't know what all she's doing. She's doing a ton of stuff, though, very important stuff. And I didn't feel well enough to tag along, so I said, and she was kind enough to say, just take it easy, just stream, just rest. I was like, oh, that's nice. So, thank you very much, though. I'm glad. I don't know if you voted for it, but yeah, this was actually a really nice, kind of chill, people voted for. You know what I just realized? Today's Friday, isn't it? Son of a gun. Okay, well, that's okay, I guess. I don't. It's not done on purpose. Oh man, yeah. I think this is going to be a nice, kind of more chill. The whole objective here is just to kind of play this through. Now, like I said, on the Banjo-Kazooie side of things, I know Banjo-Kazooie pretty well, but this one not near as much. So this is more. I mean, I know this one pretty well, but I know it well enough to get through it. I've passed it several times, but I don't think I've really 100% of this but a couple of times, and it not recently. A lot of this will just be me kind of playing and having fun, maybe nitpicking a little bit. Thumb says, you know, the thing is, I can't be active on Twitter as much because it's blocked. LOL. Why is that? Your Twitter got blocked? Also, I better make sure really quick. I hope you guys, can you guys hear the game okay? I'm hoping my voice sounds nice and clear, and also hoping that you guys can hear the game decently well. I tried to do a thing so that I could hear what you guys hear, but that's still in progress. So, but yeah, why blocked? I never understood that. This is a thing about Klungo I like, but I never understood how he could do like, I understand he's a scientist. I get the potion motif, right? I don't understand the the magic shield, though. It's not grunting. We learned that the hard way. Oh, okay. Jeez. That seems a little. I mean, obviously I would respect what your job has, but that seems a little harsh to be fair. So I'm sorry to. I'm sorry to hear that, but at the same time, you may not consider that a detriment. So, but yeah, I'm fortunate, at least at present, in my current job, that I am essentially contract. I say contract work, but that's not fair. I make my own hours, and I'm essentially my own boss, and all that kind of good stuff. So, I'm fortunate enough to be able to say, okay, well, you know, I can have I allow myself, an account for this, an account for Mechanos, and then I have, my own separate business account, which I try to keep separate from, all of this as well. Just everything's... I don't think I say anything or do anything that would be considered conflict of interest or otherwise, but it's just a thing I do, that I'm lucky enough to be able to, and I'm appreciative for it. So. Okay, one thing I will say about this game, I can't do that yet. There are a few things I'll say about this game, I should say. The first thing I'll point out, I'll do pro and con, I'll try to kind of interlace them and shuffle them nicely, because there are a lot of cons that come to mind immediately, even though I love this game. And I don't want it to seem too lopsided. So I'll start with a pro, and that is that the music of this game takes it to another level. It's just so good. Someone says, I guess watching a Disney movie on my break is a crime. That's a bit of a shame. That's, yeah, that's a bit of a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. Like I said, I understand if you don't see it as a detriment. I don't want to frame it in such a way that it seems to be, but I do feel a little bit bad because I feel like that's a nice way to pass time. I'm not gonna lie, used to on my, I didn't really take lunch breaks, but when I would listen to stuff while I was doing the more clerical aspects of my previous jobs, I would typically listen to, like YouTube or something. Usually I like to listen to card mechanics and such, but I certainly, when Disney Plus wasn't around until after that. Come and see me in my throne room and I'll tell you what happened. Alright, so we're gonna go see. This is my palace. The big gold one, right? That's nice. Come see. Oh, don't say that. You ruined it. I thought you were cool at first. Now I'm concerned. So anyway, yeah. So the first good is the music. The music just takes it to another level. This is again Grant Kirkhope, who'd done such classics as I believe he did GoldenEye. He did which I'll be hopping back on, of course. Hopefully, sometime in the near future. Time's just not been on our side for that, and that's completely understandable. Well, that is the most tenacious pterodactyl. He did music for the first one. He did music for Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I think I made mention of all this in the first one. He does a phenomenal job in this new one. They also do things like, if you'll take a look at the camera angles, they make it more cinematic. They make it, you're more enveloped in getting to be in these different environments in these different places. It's not so cut and dry as the first one was. It's awesome. And the world is huge. The world is so much bigger than it was in the first one, and less self-contained. As a matter of fact, several levels will intertwine with each other. Puzzles necessary for one level will intertwine into the next level, and so on and so forth. It's a really cool way to kind of stretch out your game time in this one, which I think is really well done. I think it's really well done. The story's a little bit weird too. I mean, obviously, the first story wasn't exactly, textbook with a bear and a bird versus a witch, and that there are a lot of questions to be answered, right? You have your sister, who's another bear, who gets kidnapped because she's the most beautiful, objectively beautiful in the land. Second place is Gruntilda the witch. By the way, Gruntilda the witch is made to look as if she's the most disgusting, so there's either only two females, or everybody else in the world is just absolutely, ghoul level from Fallout, deformed. And so that's a possibility. The other thing is, there's some cross-species, like, you can look at a dog and say a dog is beautiful, and it's different than if you look at a person and say a person is beautiful. So this is kind of, we have these different ideas of what certain things outside of species should look like, and So, but for whatever reason, it's just kind of a uniform line in this one where this beautiful bear can give human beauty as well as bear beauty. I mean, you know what a bear that doesn't have mange looks like, and a bear that's got a pretty coat on. You know all that. Those are things that, you know, but you wouldn't look at that and say, oh, that's beautiful in the same way that you'd say, oh, that's beautiful in a human way, you know? A lot of interesting, nuanced questions that I like the fact that they ask you not to ask them, but at the same time, you gotta ask them. So this is Gruntilda. She's still very, she's very much the enemy, the antagonist, but these are her sisters. Blobelda and I don't remember what the other one, the one that just spoke a minute ago's name was. Mingy. I'm not, wait, no, that can't be, I don't know. Mingy is another character in this game, so I'm not sure. The other question is, and this is a thing I don't understand, is why they oh, by the way, they got rid of, obviously right there. Starting over. Yeah, I decided the beginning of the game was kind of put into and overshadowed by I played GoldenEye, and the GoldenEye one kind of fell apart. And then some people, I mean, the thumbnail shows it, but yeah, I mean, I figured I'll just kind of give it a start over so that the people can kind of... I'm putting these into independent playlists, and I figured that the other one was just kind of to mess around, and it's in the GoldenEye playlist because that's the dominant game in the video. This will likely not only go into Stream Archives, but this will also go into its own Banjo Tooie playlist once we have enough episodes. So, for people who are wanting to go and see a game from start to finish, like Banjo-Kazooie, I have a Banjo-Kazooie playlist that is strictly Banjo-Kazooie with the exception of the Super Mario World that I played at the end of the last episode because I finished early. The same basic premise here, I think. So, this must be the remaster of the N64. It is. It is the I'm playing this on the Xbox One X. Just because it's so much sharper and clearer, and then of course the controller's a little bit more reliable for me. There are some pieces in here, and I'll specifically speak to Grunny Industries and Pterodactyland, where I get heavy thumbed, so to speak. And I've actually snapped a couple of N64 joysticks by mistake doing that. So this is, you know, a little bit more girthy. 21 Sandwich. Hey, how you doing? I really appreciate you for dropping in. I didn't get to, and I apologize for not getting to participate. I kind of started getting sick last night, but I jumped into, there was a stream you were doing last night, or early in the morning for me, about midnight-ish. And so my apologies that I didn't get to participate too terribly much in that, but I did enjoy watching it. I did give you a like there. The streams are great. I was in bed and all that good stuff. So this looks clean. I appreciate that. It's the remastered version, so that probably has a thing or two to do with it. As far as my oh, that pterodactyl, you kidding me? Even after the cutscene. Sorry, I bumped the microphone there. I noticed that in the bottom left, though, where if we're talking in terms of the entirety of it, the overlays, the font's a little small. I'll resize that. I had somebody who joined who had a ridiculously long name, and I made it according to their name. And didn't realize that people that had substantially shorter names look way tiny in that. So I'll resize those, make those look a little bit better. But thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. This pterodactyl, even in the afterlife, haunts me. Okay, so if we jump back in, the idea is that Grunty needs a new body. I like this version of the throne room theme much better, though. It's in a minor key as opposed to the previous one. And this one's so much more dramatic. You can't really do anything in here, though, except for see the zombified one and then this fried pet. And that's pretty well all. And he does give some, he gives some hints. So he says, Minjos look just like us Jinjos, how bizarre. So that's a hint to look out for the bad guys, which I think is nice. He also talks about the third boss of the game, and gives you a heads up for him. But like I said, this one's not going to be a perfect 100% run through. This is just me playing it because I enjoy it. And so if you're an expert on it and a stickler on it, please, you know, forgive the fact that I'll likely be a little sloppy on it, but it's just to have fun. Also, I have to say, 21, I'm excited. I hear rumor, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to give, but I'm excited that I hear that there may be a project that you're participating in that I've also been afforded the opportunity to participate in, and I'm super excited for that when that comes through a common friend of ours. So I'm excited. It was games, movies, comics. It was games, movies, comics, are us. Yeah, it was a long name, though. It was a very long name. Man, this is sloppy. Thanks, them. Thank you. No, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be. This is me just having fun. I'm sick. But I understand that's in the sake of humor. You know, you get those people, though. You get people that come in and they're like, oh my goodness, this isn't a speed run. You ran into the wall and lost 2 seconds. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but I had fun, you know? I did Super Mario 96 exits, right, recently. And that was great, but I wasn't clean or efficient there. It was just getting through the game perfectly, or getting through the game, perfectly, completely, not perfectly. Oh yes, I am so excited about that. I am super excited about it. I was allowed to volunteer for as many as possible. I'm a tremendous fan, so I did volunteer for all but like 5. And that's way too much. That's way too much me saturation. There's nobody that needs to hear me for that much or that long on that many topics. But I'm just super excited about it. Project, yes, a big project. Yeah, I did catch that. That's pretty nice. I don't know, it's not my project, and I think people are familiar to some extent with it, but at the same time, you know, it's not mine to speak on. I wouldn't want to do a disservice to anybody in prematurely going over everything, so I'm just super excited to get to be a part of it. So oh, okay. Baby gives me a mesa case. For whatever reason I was thinking this kid. And I love that they do it. You're in it too? Oh, fantastic. I didn't see you in there. I got a list. And it was showing the participants, and I didn't see you on the list. I'm excited about it. I'm super excited. I'm glad that you're in it as well, though, because there's no way that you don't have some great insight to offer on that. There's no way. So, you two are a bunch of snobs. I saw his name, but I didn't get to see yours on it. But I didn't mean to be, I didn't mean to exclude you in that. I just didn't see your name in it, so... I'm super excited about it, though. This is exciting. I wish that I would have had the idea first and the ambition. Well, I have the ambition, I suppose. I just wish I would have had the idea first. I don't, so I'm just appreciative that I'm able to participate in it. It's great. I'm pretty excited. Also, I hope I want to say I hope my microphone sounds good in this, just because I did do some EQing on the hardware side of things, and I'm used to having like a software plug-in for it, but I thought the hardware side might be a little bit more clean, so I hope that it sounds okay. There's no you weren't gonna... Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't see your name on that. That's... Yet again, that's just my oversight. That has nothing to do with... You've got... To be completely... I mean, I'm the new one to this game. Think of this. You guys are here... you know, offering company to me, which I'm hugely appreciative, by the way. Thank you. Thank you both very much. But at the same time, like... You guys are, like, I'm the new guy in this. I'm the new kid on the block, so I'm not really a kid. I'm, you know, a little bit older, but, You know, so I guess I'm kind of that kind of gushing, whereas, you know, it's like, you know, for if I were in your position and had your, you know, your knowledge of gaming and games in general, I probably would be a little bit more like, yeah, of course, I know I'm on it. I know you're not that way, but you know. Well, I don't know if you're purple or fuchsia, but I like this color. Purple's my favorite color. So, well, then to be fair, that makes me even more excited to get to work on it and then to see your stuff side by. I think that's awesome. You know what? I'm wrong. I didn't see your name on the list. That was my oversight, but I did have a conversation and you got mentioned. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I apologize. I am completely aware now that you were... Okay, sorry about that. Here's the first with audio. I did a stream where there was a windy storm, and on the playback, I hear the storm here and there. LOL. I'm the one and only expert. That's very true. That's very true. That is very true. And I've seen you do some really crazy stuff. Some of your streams are just, like, some of your streams going through them, watching them play, yes, they're fun, but then some of them are just like, wow, there's a technical mastery and knowledge here. That is fantastic, so... Yeah, it's, for the audio portion of a stream, for the... I don't know, where I am, we don't get weather very often. Of any kind. It's just this, you know, blank slate. And then well, that's not fair to say. We don't get stormy weather a lot. So, I haven't gotten to test it, but I like to think that this would be good enough to filter out most of that, with the exception of some really loud. So. Is that so? Thumbro says Zombie JLT1. Zombie, thank you so much for popping in here, saying hi. I very much appreciate you for stopping in. I did get to, I do want to say, again, I said it's been a little while, with a week or so, week and a half. But thanks for also taking the time to just sit and chat with me for a while. That was great. It was great to hear some very well-formed opinions and some very concise takes on things. I really enjoyed that, so thank you so much. I can say hello Retro Room and hello chat. Well, hello there, Zombie. Okay, and so this one they actually put the puzzle piece aspect to the one that they had in the Hidden Bottles puzzle. In the first game, they actually put this into full effect here. And some of these puzzles do get a little tricky, especially the bonus puzzles, which you have to then rotate pieces, and the timers are shorter, and the pieces are, you know, pretty much... Oh, the pleasure was mine. And oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. That's a great stream. And of course, being off of the... I know he's not here for this specific one. He's, I don't know what all he's up to. He's probably at work or something, but if you do happen to watch this later, thank you to Brady for offering us the platform for which we got to talk. That was a ton of fun, and I got to meet and speak with a ton of great and talented creators, and so I think that was really great. But for anybody who is coming in, obviously a little bit later, this is my 6th stream. I'm a little bit under the weather, and so I decided to play a game. Everybody kind of voted. There was a poll up, and I got a good few more votes actually than I anticipated, and I'm very appreciative for each person that decided to participate. I know. I only had one Jiggy in the first place. Gam Jars, come on, bud. I know what things are. And so luckily this is easily one of my go-to fun games any which way. So I was just like, hey, let's do this real quick for just a little while. Now I do have to apologize to, and I'm going to say this on here so it's on record. I apologize to Heaps. I forgot it was Friday, and I know he streams on Fridays, and he's going to stream in just a little bit. So I'm going to try not to let this be too long-winded so that I don't overlap with his, because I don't want people to have to jump back and forth and back and forth. And he's got some great stuff going on. I think he's doing Half-Life, and that's stuff I'd love to show him some support on that. So I just did it spontaneously due to circumstance. So Alright, Mayhem Temple. So in this one, I guess, pointing out some things that could be neutral, there are no longer individual notes. Each note nest has 5 notes. You have to find the same 100 notes as you did in the previous games. However, you now have to find them in groups of note nests. And then also in one treble clef, which is hidden in each level. And each treble clef is worth 20 notes, so 4 note nests, essentially. Jam jars, I don't want to, bud. I don't want to. I know what you're gonna try to go for. I don't want it. I'm not interested. I'm not buying what you're selling. Mumbo's redesign also in this one. His skull is redesigned to look a little more home-like. He himself, his actual skull, the one he's got on, is redesigned to look a little bit cuter. He's got big blue eyes now. He looks adorable. He's playable, which is awesome. Although I wish he were more playable. I was hoping for that in Banjo 3E, which never came out, that they would make him a main piece. And then they came out with nuts and bolts, and I was like, ah, well, that's not what I wanted. Just what weekend time for. Oh, okay. So you have to forgive me, Sandwich. I don't know exactly where in the world you're located. So it is a Friday afternoon for me. It's about 5 minutes to 2 p.m. here. So that's the long and short of it. Yet again, I happen to be sick. Oh, and the slam trick does work here as well. You can just slam, ground pound, and then you can fall from a height infinite, and so long as at the bottom. There we go. So long as at the bottom of it we have a... I can't do that yet. So long as at the bottom of it we have ground to hit, you don't take any fall damage whatsoever. Here's the treble clef, and we're at 100 notes. So that's all 100 notes for Mayhem Temple. And I believe this is Grip Grab over here. We'll start over here. Midwest, okay. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I know I have a couple of people that are on the other side of the ocean there, and I know for some of those individuals it's it's 10 o'clock in the morning for them when it's 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening for me. I didn't know if that was the circumstance. I didn't think that was the circumstance, but I didn't know. Okay, so instead of having note doors now, they have the notes for purchasing these your moves. So instead of in the first one you had notes to get past note doors, you had to talk with Bottles and find his, but he'd give you the moves for free, and then you had Jiggies to get into the world. Jiggies are the same, but notes now actually serve a function of currency for moves, which is pretty cool. I think that's alright. Oh, I didn't realize, I forget he had such piercing, angry green eyes. Okay, that was not Grip Grab. Oh, I know where Grip Grab is. Also, there's a 1, I don't remember what the chance is. I think it's like 1 in 10, it may even be less than that he'll do what's called a bonk, and that's where his lid closes before he dives back into his silo. And if that happens, a lot of speedrunners don't like it, but I actually kind of consider it to be fun. I don't know, I like it. It's funny to me. Hey game, there we go, that's what I needed. This game also introduced, which is super cool, multiplayer and a first-person shooter aspect, which I thought was super neat. I'm gonna take a quick peek at this real quick. Okay, cool, that's my Ring doorbell going off. No plug for Ring, I'm not sponsored or anything, but they do come in handy when you don't feel well and you don't want to really move. But you see someone at the door. Okay. Wouldn't that be interesting if a random gaming streamer, small gaming streamer, but still, nonetheless, gaming streamer, got sponsored by someone like Ring Doorbell? As you see gamers get sponsored by Nvidia, you see them get sponsored, but you never see them get sponsored by Ring. All right. There. Okay, so that's the idea. Now there's a okay. So here's a little bit of a bad. Is this reticle actually snaps back to center when I let go? So I'm actually holding on to it. Makes it a little bit tricky to aim since it is snapping back to center. I'm actually fighting against the kind of rubber banding of the reticle that you can see there, rather than having it be able to. And I get why they do it, but I think I would much rather them let me move it freely, or keep it in the center of the screen, and then move the entire character rather. It does make it a little easier, but this isn't. It's not too bad. It is. The other thing is it's very sensitive. It is very even on this, and I don't think you can turn the sensitivity down on this. Or if you do, I don't think it just is pertaining to. Oops, it pertains to aiming. Come on, fly. Okay. Zombie says, "I'd like a food or drink sponsor." That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool to get a. Well, okay, I'll give a thing. So I'm not a. There are these Pringles that came out, and they're MOA. I don't know what the heck it means, but a MOA MOA burger. They are, but they're partnered with 343 Studios and Microsoft for Halo. And I think it'd be cool to have a special flavor of like potato chip, and then that be your. You know, oh, it's this is the promotional, you know, in your case, this is the promotional zombie JLT1 Pringle. Tastes like success, you know, or whatever flavor you chose, right? I think that would be cool. I think that would be, you know, I'd love that, honestly. And, you know, make it a limited edition thing so that people are, you know, but I think that'd be awesome. Alright. So I can go into Targets and Temple now. I'm pretty sure that I don't need anything extra. I'm gonna go ahead and do Targets and Temple. I'm gonna work my... This is probably the most linear of the worlds, and then it starts getting... Well, Witchy World's pretty linear. No, that's a little all over the place. But I think that would be cool. I think that would be my... If I had to have a food or drink sponsor, I think that would be my ideal. Is something that could have a custom flavor. And I think a potato chip seems like something that would do that. I've seen those Pringles. I hear they're good. Need to try them. Yes, Anna actually was the one who suggested I get them. She's like, oh, you get them, try them. And I don't eat a lot of potato chips. I'm just not I like pretzels if I'm gonna do something like that. But we both tried one, and they are absolutely amazing. I technically have a food product, Zombie Skittles, that I send in Oh, really? Zomboxes. That's amazing. That's super awesome. Skittles also, as a side note, and I'm sure you know far better than I do, Skittles are a big, like, they're willing to play ball when it comes to sponsorship deals. They, I think the one that I'm most familiar with is Nathan Barnett. Plays Keith Apicary on, he's an OG YouTuber, so I mean, maybe they were more willing to play ball, but he did this character. I love Nathan Barnett. He's hilarious. He's a lot of slapstick physical comedy, and he didn't, as I understand the story, he used to do these really ridiculous just dances and. Come on, I'm shooting from the hip here. Oh. Okay. Okay, I couldn't do it, but that's okay. I'm gonna make it happen. I don't care. I'm gonna make this happen. Oh, that should have counted right there. Sorry, 1 second. I'm sorry. Just a quick pause on the story, just so I can try not to get hit by poison darts. And also, come on. Did I get them all? Did I get all of them? Did I miss one? I think I got them all. That'd be fine. If only the rap zombie. That would be awesome. That would be super cool. But that's still the fact that you have zombie kit Skittles in Zomboxes. That's amazing. That's such a cool idea. Okay, so I'm sorry. So anyway, Nathan Barnett, OG YouTuber, had his YouTube channel since '06, I think. So way back. He did this, he had this, I don't know what it was, but he had this, he used to do these dances, I think he still does, but these dances where he would just do these crazy, he's a dancer, I mean, that's what he does. He actually sells his own dancing shoes that he recommends for him. And, honestly, I'd love to buy a pair for just walking. I don't dance very well, but I'd love to just buy a pair to walk around in, and if they're comfortable enough to dance in. But, he would do these dances where he would do these dances where he would have Skittles and then just do these random, make a mess with them as he's dancing, or he'll do it in front of a, like a mural painted in front of a wall about Skittles. And apparently he did it he was so tenacious about his promotion as this character called Trail Luaus, that Skittles said, oh, that's okay, we're gonna do that. So they gave him like a lifetime supply of Skittles. I think they made him a custom Skittle arcade machine. They made him, I mean, they made him, there's just a ton of, like, they played ball. They were just like, yep, this is our guy. So, anybody into slapstick physical comedy, dance comedy, stuff like that, I highly recommend checking him out. He's, in my opinion, he's worth the watch. I think he's doing, he has a character called Keith Apicary, just a traditional kind of nerd from the 80s. Very, you know, who's in character, of course, very cocky and full of himself. And he does these funny, like, Neo Geo, he's Sega Genesis Neo Geo reviews and things like that. It's pretty great. Okay, I gotta remember, I know I need 20, so I'm missing 2. I should probably use these rapid fire golden eggs, but I need to find my other thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would try that, though. I honestly, I don't know. I think I could. I mean, Skittles. I think I would do Skittles, but I don't know. What would Retro Room Skittles? What would make Retro Room Skittles different? You know, or what would make? Well, and I don't want to do Skittles. Skittles is your, you know, you have that. I wouldn't want to. But you know, what would a Retro Room? You know, how do you do that, right? Try Retro Room Pringles. They taste like your childhood. You know, I don't. I don't know. I'd probably get fired for even coming up with that slogan. Just because they'd be like, that was the dumbest idea we ever heard. So. I am missing one Targetzin, and I don't know why. I don't know where he is. I'm gonna find one. I think there are over 20 to be found, to be fair. So I'm gonna find him, and then I'll do the whole thing. But yeah. So I don't know. I also am not opposed. I'm not a very big soda guy, but I know that a lot of people do like Mountain Dew, because you had Mountain Dew and you had Mountain Dew Blue and Code Red, and but at the same time, I don't know what. There it is. There they are. I don't know what Mountain Dew or what soda I would. I'm super old-fashioned when it comes to that, so I don't know what kind of, like. I don't know what I'd do. And it probably would only change. And honestly, it would probably only change the color of it too, because the Retro Room is like, yeah, is pink and light blue. Thumb says, "LOL, this is something new with YouTube. I check video settings and no longer get 720, etc." Okay. I'm curious. When you don't get that, is just so obviously for the sake of quality, is my video coming in at, so I broadcast at 1080 60 FPS. I don't do any 4K broadcast, just because I know YouTube firstly doesn't like that for streaming, and then secondly, I don't think they allow it for a lot of other things too. Am I coming through at 1080, or am I coming through at really bad quality on yours? Or I hope not. On my side, on my side, I'm getting 1080 60 FPS as the output. It's what it's showing, but I don't know that that's what you're getting as your input, as your broadcast. I hope it is. I want you guys to obviously have the best possible quality that I can offer. Once people start getting bigger servers and such, I'll probably look to You have to click on advanced settings to get those previous options. Oh, wow. Okay, so they just moved the menu option. Okay. That's weird. To me, it's like, I get a little frustrated. YouTube does it. It's not just YouTube, obviously. Targetson, by the way, Targetson's Slightly Sacred Chamber is literally just a jiggy. This is the only jiggy that you cannot... I mean, you can avoid getting it. You can avoid coming in here and picking it up. But you cannot avoid at least getting access to it. Because all you had to do is collect 10 of those. And if you decide you want to do this big fight in here, which I believe you have to do... I could be wrong. Then you have to have at least collected 10, because this one requires 20, you know? This is the really sacred chamber. But it's like when you go to a store and you've gone to that store forever, and that store has a specific layout, and then all of a sudden they decide, oh, it's a spring reset, let's go ahead and move everything. And that frustrates the ever-loving heck out of me. You know, and YouTube's the same way. You know, come on, guys. When something's there, unless you know that it's making it substantially better, come on. Yes, 1080p 60F is the highest I see, but I would have to click on advanced settings. That's kind of silly, I think, but I'm sorry it's become a little bit of a headache to make sure you're getting the quality that you... I'll do my best on my side to make sure that the quality is there, and then I apologize for the things I can't control that you have to deal with. That's a bummer, a little bit. Oh yeah, I forget these things are called Moggies, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why they're called Moggies. They're kitty cats, right? Is that a play on word, or is that play on words, or? Targetson I get. That's actually pretty clever. But Moggies, I don't think I've ever heard. Whoops. The other thing I really like that they did here is they made the targets whoops. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Let's say I think they're pretty level with Kazooie's ability to aim. There's something else, is highest picture quality available. Oh shoot, did someone hit me in the back? He sure did. Okay, that's kind of nice if it'll do that. I understand that in part it's people that don't have stellar internet connections, and you want those people to be able to get the highest quality that they have without knowing specifically why or what their internet connectivity looks like. I get that. It's just I guess it's just frustrating when people... I know in some cases I have pretty good internet connectivity, and then all of a sudden, I'll get this 144p garbage for whatever reason. It could be encoding, and then all of a sudden it has an issue. But I'm sure they're doing it to be easier. But you know, it's a little frustrating still when they move things like that. The sacred self-destruct, which I can protect myself behind these walls. The boss fights, they also did a really good job, in my opinion, of making boss fights pretty epic in this. If you think about it in the first one, there's not really a lot of boss fights, truly. You have the grunty fight, but when you think about it, all the other worlds, you're not really fighting anything. Wait, are you good? I can't quite tell. But you just kind of had the end grunty fight. You know, you didn't really have all the other fights and options. And in this one, I believe each world has at least one fight you can do. One boss fight, which I think is I think that's a cool idea. I think that's a neat idea. And I remember who used to be my favorite, but I don't think I'm going to be good at him again. I'll point him out when we get to him, but now the idea is just to get out of the temple. I believe we've gotten most of what's offered here. This is I don't know. This is just, I like this game. It's not my favorite. I do prefer the first one for a couple of reasons, but this game's great. I can complain, but And I will in some instances. There are some things that I really don't like, but ultimately, this is just, it's nice to sit down and hear this music. I've lost my way. Son of a gun. Okay. So I'm also curious. So I do put these videos up, and I don't usually ask for calls to action, right? I don't, to be clear, and I don't typically ask for people to, at least in this, I don't ask for people to click anything, so to speak. I don't ask people to sub or any of that. But I do like the idea of hearing, and this can be obviously in the chat if you're here, but if you're not and somebody watches this after the fact, I'm definitely interested to hear if you have any great memories with this game. You know, if so, what they might be, and if you don't, I'm curious. Why do I keep going in circles? Okay. I just need to focus for just a second. Sorry. I know where I'm going, and I'm talking at the same time, and I screwed myself up. So, okay. There we go. But yeah, if you have any memories with this game, you know what those might be, and if not, what is your go-to? If you had one game in the world, and you're not feeling good, you're feeling sick, but you feel well enough to play a game, what is your one go-to video game? Above all else. You can't, you know, nothing else, none of this. I can take a compilation. Yes, we live in a world of technology, I get it. We can take compilation carts and you can emulate DS on a cell phone, but what would you take if you could take, if you're sick right now, this very minute, what game would you pull out? Not the desert. I asked a question similar to this in the past, but I don't know that my answers for that question is, oh, no, it's not a, no, I don't want to, dang it. Yes, I know. Those eventually get faster, but for now it just took time. But yeah, if you're sick, and you take a little bit of time, you feel well enough to play a game, but you don't really feel well. You know, there's some lethargy there for you. You don't feel, you know, kind of well enough to do much else. What game do you pick up right now and start playing? Oh yeah, I can't do that yet because I have to feed the snakes. I feel like there's a difference. There is for me, at least. Because I said the desert island one. I said the desert island one, I think a little while back. I said, if you're on a desert island, what game do you pick forever and ever? But I'm not talking about that. You know, when you're on a desert island, you're picking something that's going to be for the length of time. You're picking something that's going to be, you know, last you the test of time. When you're sick, I think a lot of people look more for something that's just immediately comforting. It doesn't have to last forever. It's just got to be comfortable. 21 says, the original Banjo-Kazooie is the one that I played to completion and cherish. This game just didn't grab me like the first one did. I agree with that. This game has got a charm to it. I agree that the first one, however, is infinitely better. But this game does, to me, have... It does have a sense of exploration and wonder that the first one didn't have just because of the sheer scope of this one. But yeah, I completely understand. I can't find his favorite priceless relic thingy. Well, that's okay. I hate to tell you, but I've accidentally killed him. I don't think he's gonna come after you. Chief Bloatizen. I think this is our first instance of seeing the intertwine. I used to like playing Tetris when I was sick on my Game Boy. Heck yeah, that's a great... Oops, I keep hitting that. My XLR cable sticks out a little far, so I apologize for the mic bump there. I'm getting a little bit... I'm still getting kind of acclimated to that. So it's weird. Tetris... I know a lot of people know the Game Boy Tetris music and all of that. That's a big thing. For me, I was always big when I played Tetris. I was always big on... And the music, by the way, that sticks with me the most as well, is the One on the Nintendo, the original NES. I actually didn't play it much on the Game Boy. But I think that's a great choice. That's a great choice for either scenario, right? Being sick or being on an island. I think it's a great. I still enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, that was my fault. So it wasn't the first instance of Intertwined because I can't get up there. But I don't want to spoil it for anybody who does come in. That part of the world links into another world that's far. You know, we're not to that yet. I guess I should go ahead and get Mumbo to help me kick down some doors. I think if I had to pick any game, I had to pick any game for comfort, for being sick. I love Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo Tooie. I think KOTOR, though. I think KOTOR, and I may have said this before, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. I don't know if I told the story about this, and I don't want to go into too many details. It's not... it's got a little bit of a bummer, but it's really more of a happy story for me, I guess, or the way that I look at it. Is, so when Knights of the Old Republic came out, I'm younger. Oh, Zombie says, I also recommend Shanghai on Game Boy if you're looking to kill time like Tetris. I have never tried that. I would love to. I'd love to get that shot. I will take that recommendation down. And I will find that because I don't think I have ever played that. Anyway, I was, obviously teen years, high school, and we discovered a thing about me, a thing that is, it's a condition, we'll say, and I won't go into, like I said, I won't go into detail, but it's a condition I have to live with, and it's not that bad as far as all things go. But it does change. It is a life-changing condition. It's something I have to live with for the rest of my life, and it's okay. But at the time, at the beginning, it was a lot more scary, and we knew a lot fewer things, and I was in the hospital a lot more. And in the hospital, I was so bored. I was bedridden in that hospital for a while, and I was so being there for days at a time where I'm not able to do anything. Well, I said, hey, we have an Xbox, bring games. And I brought KOTOR, and I played KOTOR beginning to end like 3 separate times. And each time I had different interactions, different things happen because I had different party members, light side, dark side. Sometimes I'd take Karth and I'd take Mission with me, and they would talk back and forth in one way, and then I'd take, Zolbar and Bastila, and they'd talk back and forth in another way, and so on and so forth. And there was just this plethora of things, these options that I was given. And sometimes I couldn't sleep as well. I mean, obviously it's a different environment for that, part of your life. And because of that, I'd just lay there and I'd listen to the music. Specifically, I'd listen to something like Auto City, which is the theme on Manon there, and that game's just always brings me a sense of comfort. The music and the environment, it just brings me a sense of comfort. So I like to think that would be it. So anyway, yeah, I don't want that to be a downer story, but I think that's kind of left an impression on me that I can't undo. Can I kick Mumbo? I don't think I can. Okay, I've always wanted to try that, and I never thought to try. I need to do him one more time. I need him to run one more time. KOTOR made me love the word meatbag. Oh yeah. I was a tremendous, and the fact that they kept him, the voice actor, and at least him in spirit. HK-47 is absolutely one of my favorites. That game is a favorite among us Esteli Star Wars fans, and in college really influenced the tabletop RPG game we played. They did and I haven't got my hands on one because as I understand it, they're pretty expensive. But they did do a KOTOR, fully realized KOTOR tabletop, I understand. Which I would love. I would love, love, love to get my hands on one of these days, but I believe it's decently pricey. Yeah, I am a colossal Star Wars fan. Just always have been. I mean, I started out with 4, obviously, and yeah, I started out with A New Hope, I should say, and then I just obviously stuck with. Watched them in order and all that good stuff. But yeah, as I understand, they've made a proper KOTOR tabletop, and it's really cool as far as what it looks like. They did some great like hand-painted cover art and all that good stuff. So yeah, I would love to. And I'll put a question. I'm gonna put you know, I think I'm gonna put this poll up today, and I won't work on it immediately. And I know there are some people that'll disagree. I think Retro Ryan probably would disagree. And that's okay. You know, I want to hear from the people. But I think I'm going to put a poll up. So sneak peek for anybody who watches this before I get the poll up, and anybody who's here live right now. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who is here live, who showed up and who's, you know, just chosen to spend a couple of minutes, if not longer, with me here. If it were... If I would people be interested, or would it be feasible for me to stream KOTOR and KOTOR 2 or KOTOR 2? I almost got hit by that, by the way. I understand that KOTOR is a very text-driven, a very story-driven game, but I don't feel like I feel like that I potentially could make it viewable, watchable, and digestible, because a lot of people aren't going to want to go through all of that text. And I feel like I could potentially make it, hopefully, somewhat fun. But I at the same time, I'm not the audience, and so because I'm not the audience, I want to see what other people think. I'm going to put the poll up. It's just going to be a yes or no poll for people who know KOTOR. I know, like I said, I think Retro Ryan's very much against RPGs on streams, and that's okay. But I've seen there are streamers out there that I've seen that have done similar style games that I think are pretty well done. Pro Jared is the one that comes to mind. Jared Knabenbauer from Washington, I believe he is, and does some pretty nice streams, and they're RPG based. So I think I'd like to do it. Zombie says KOTOR definitely has a fan base that would watch. Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I take your word for it. Obviously, I want to see if I can find that fan base a little proactively. But I think I want to put the poll up and see if I can maybe attract that fan base. Maybe I can see that, because I love that game with a passion. And it's a difficult thing not to be able to share something you love with people, you know, with good people. He hasn't bonked out of all the 3 times, so he's probably gonna bonk in the next 7. I can't understand what you say until I'm not organic. I mean, I'm organic, but not, I was gonna say carbon-based, but that I don't even think that's applicable. My goodness. Until I'm a statue, too. Oh, I know what that's for. I know what that's for. Yeah, I think it would be fun to do. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. I want to. I would like to do it. So I really want to do. I don't know. Next month would technically be the month for it, right? May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th, all that good stuff. But I kind of would love to do. Maybe I should pepper them in. Rather than try to go, you know, guns blazing with it, but I'd love to do some Star Wars stuff. I played a ton of KOTOR. I love KOTOR and KOTOR 2. I absolutely adore Jedi Outcast, although I do have a little bit of trouble playing the new ones. The new ones are a little more sensitive than the old ones were. And so Nar Shaddaa, for example, I have a little bit of trouble. There we go. I have a little bit of trouble getting past that because of the sensitivity and some such. But yeah, I love Star Wars games. Star Wars has come out with some really great. Honestly, Jedi Fallen Order was pretty fantastic. Banjo, I need you to sneak, buddy. That's what I need you. Okay, cool. Way more sensitive than I thought it was. My goodness. Let's try. If you move any faster than this and that, if you move any faster than that animation, you lose it. And that animation is right, just the smallest hair's breadth moving on the stick. My goodness. Well, then I'm excited. I want to find the audience. I think I want to do it regardless. So I may put that in the poll. Okay, now he can't wake up no matter what. There we go. I think I want to do it regardless. But if nothing else, maybe just to share it, and maybe, you know, if not, it'll go in the stream archives. But, you know, I think I want to do it. I won't do, you know, light side, dark side. I'll probably just pick one and stick to it. I'll flip a coin or something. I don't know. I know what I like doing better, so I may stick with that. And then, you know, but I'll see if I can, at least I'll ask on the poll, you know, hey, if I did it, would you watch? That would, you know, that way I can still feel comfortable saying I didn't say I was going to, you know, do it or not do it, but at the same time, you know, I'm taking everybody's feelings into account there. It's kind of a hard thing to do. By the way, I should say, Zombie, if you are here, I was taking a look at your, I didn't realize it the first time, but I was rewatching your video on cartridge restoration for the NES cartridges that you were doing, and you use a lot of really cool video effects in there that I had not realized. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a cool video. I'm gonna do this. I gotta do this to some of my cards. And then, but then I realized, like, you had a lot of, like, shine effects and a lot of, like, stuff that I did. I don't know how to do some of that stuff. If it's okay at some point, you know, I don't really do face cam videos, save for the other channel. I'm not gonna plug that. If you know, if you happen to know or you're curious, please, you know, ask. But I don't want to plug it. You guys came here for a video game and some hopefully polite and light conversation. But for something like that, if it's okay at some point, I might try and reach out and learn some stuff from you if you ever have the time. I thought that was really nice presentation. So. Not to mention, super helpful video too. That's why I went back and was watching it again, because I was going through some of my carts, and some of my carts are. My Vice Project Doom is needing some. Was needing some love. Which is okay. Also, I had to do the big one that I had to do. This is kind of a cool story. I got a copy of. Oh shoot. Now, hold on one second. I'm gonna take a quick peek if that's okay at it. You're gonna see just a lull in the gameplay for just a second because I gotta look at my catalog here. There we are. For anybody who isn't, so I gotta ask this question also. I don't know if anybody is interested. I'm assuming that people that are here are game enthusiasts as well, and they probably have pretty good large collections. Some of them I've seen on camera, some of them I haven't. I use CLZ Games to catalog my games, and they have done, in my opinion, a pretty fantastic job of making everything pretty easy and accessible. It shows nice cover art, shows me what the current market values are. Shows me what the current market values are, shows me, you know, alphabetizes them for me. All that kind of good stuff. Was it this one? I think it was this one. It was, okay. So it was it was Dragon Warrior 3 for the NES. And so according to this, now granted, this I don't know how I haven't refreshed it yet. But according to this, from pricecharting.com, it's going for $75 right now, loose. And I bought this guy from a record store, video game combination store, for $4 because it had a crack. The label was, there was some mild wear to the label, but it had a crack in the casing. And the label, that's where the label had been kind of torn where that crack was. And I said, I'll buy it, just so long as I can look at the inside the chip, you know, make sure it's okay. And they said, sure. I got my game bit driver, went back in, took the card apart, made sure everything was working. Everything was working. It was all original, genuine. Put it back together. I said, yeah, I'll take it. That'll be great. Sure enough, they let me take that thing. They let me buy that thing for $10. I mean, for $10, for $4. Excuse me. $10 would have been good. And they let me buy that thing for $4. I it needed some TLC. I was taking a look at the video for that reason, but it needed some TLC. But I was able to get it for $4 with some mild damage, and I'm super happy about it, actually. All right, let's jump up here and do some wiggling around. This game also added a lot more, which I think is really cool. A lot more and a lot different platforming. I think this might be an intertwined too. Is it not? No, it's not. There's a third Cheeto page though, so I get a cheat. I believe that's all the Cheeto pages I need for the first cheat. Okay, so can I reach it? No, I don't think I can. Dang it. So some of these, they did the same thing. You have to have certain moves for people who haven't played it. They had certain moves that you'd need to do in order to, oops, it's not inverted like I expected. You had to do certain moves. You have to learn certain moves. You have to learn certain ways to do things to get certain beginning jiggies. So, for example, I may not know a move. There's you saw that rock in the dead center of the of those pillars. I have to know Bill Drill. Bill Drill doesn't come along until the next level, which is Glitter Gulch Mine. And so and then the big statue that I need to get for Blodazan doesn't come into effect until a much later level as well. Actually, quite a bit later. I think it's the 5th world that you. I think it's the 5th world that they put it in. So which is, I'm not a big fan of the 4th and 5th world. I think I'm not the biggest fan of those, but they're not bad. They're good worlds and they've got great music. But they're just. I'll show you. You'll see. Okay, I can't remember. No, it's not that. I think it's Moon, Star, Sun. Nope, I guess not. There, sometimes I think it's on a rotating thing, so I have to take a look at that. But there's a son of a gun. Do all of them have skills? No, they don't. Okay. Alright, well then let's go back to Wombas and we'll start playing some kickball. The warp pads do make it a lot better to be able to move back and forth. I do like that. Oh wait, he's right. These little things are pretty adorable. Globos. The other thing, I mean, Wumpa's fine. Wumpa's great. I don't know. They have this kind of feud between Mumbo and Wumba. I always wanted to know, like, who was genuinely the better magician, because Wumba does the same thing in this one as Mumbo did in the previous one. Mumbo, we know Mumbo's capable of this, but then we don't know if. We know Mumbo's capable of doing this, but we don't know if Wumba is capable of doing the, There we go. I'm a Stony now. We don't know if Wumba's capable of doing all the stuff that Mumbo ends up doing. There is a thing where there's a transformation too later on where Mumbo actually transforms something to do with Wumba. I'm not gonna spoil it. So I feel like Mumbo technically takes the cake on that, but I don't know. Okay, and now I can go play dodgeball. Or kickball, rather, not dodgeball. There we go. I think I still take damage from darts, though, even though I'm made of stone. Can you still see my... Yep, you can still see my health, so I still take damage. There's a little bit of a bummer. Being made of stone should have a perk, that perk, but I get it, you know. I guess technically my, like, stone nose could break off or something. So these little guys over here, I didn't think I should have shown that. I apologize. These little guys over... Come here. These little guys over here, you couldn't before understand them. They would say a bunch of nonsense. And now that you're stony, you can actually understand them. And they give little hints for the most part. This game's very self-aware, by the way. A lot of the humor it makes is at its own expense, which I think is pretty funny. Like this here. Yeah, I like the fact that they're so self-aware of that. It's like, well, you know, the fact that you look exactly... The fact that you're stone doesn't really change the fact... We live in a world of magic. So, the fact that you're just, at this point, made of stone doesn't really change a ton. We recognize the shorts and the backpack and all that. Training area. I don't think I need training, but I probably do. There are 3 rounds in this one that I have to hit. I gotta talk to him, though. I just realized... Also, these little stonies have the same voices as the Tip-Tups did in the first game. Alright, I'm gonna waddle my way up here. Mayan kickball. Or Mayan, in this case. But these are supposed to be mayhem, so mayhem. But I think that there's a play. Alright, so the idea is just to bring... It's not really kickball. Nobody's guarding their own goal. How do I kick? I forget how to kick. But it's just to basically put these kickballs in your own goal. How do I kick? It's trigger, isn't it? It is, it's trigger. I know that now. It wasn't a very good kick, but I did it. Still wasn't a very good kick, but I did it. Let those 3 fight. What are they doing? They're just waddling around. Nice. That was easy. The game doesn't get much more complicated. I think they have bombs which can stun you, and then they have red ones. It's kind of like Bomberman, but basic Bomberman. You don't have to think about any patterns. You don't have to worry about getting caught in a crossfire. Literally, a cross that is fire. None of that. Oh, that's your trash talk. I hate your... Okay. Is this the same one? No, they have the red ones now. So if you kick the red ones in someone else's goal... Well, if you do what I just did, nothing happens. But if you kick it in someone else's goal, they lose points. I think they only lose 1 point, and then for yellow you get 2. So that's another thing I have, and this is a bittersweet, is this game is filled to the brim with minigames. And I like minigames, some of the minigames, and some of them I'm not real keen on. This one's fine. This one's okay, in my opinion. It's not super great, but then they do like a ring, there's a ring toss one, or a jumping through rings one. That one. there's a jumping through rings one, or there's like a landing on pad, like get the glowies, and it's a little too saturated with, in my opinion, it's a little too saturated with those, but it's not awful. I'll finish this. I think what I'm going to do too is this is a decently long stream, and I obviously don't want to run over too far from heaps because I didn't think of that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up as much as I can on this first world, and then I think I'll call it there. That'll give me an opportunity to go rest and be in Heaps' stream. No, I didn't stop that a bit. And say hi there and all that kind of good stuff. I didn't want to overlap. I just had forgotten what day it was, so. Did that count, or did I did. It did count. Oh wait, no, I need to kick the bomb. I didn't do what I wanted to. That's okay. I'm winning by a wide margin. We're fine. I blew myself up too. The radius on that bomb is insane, by the way. Okay, I wasn't winning by as wide of a margin as I had hoped, but I still did it, so we're okay. I am the Mayan kickball champion. I get a Jiggy for it. They also married the Jiggies Overworld and Underworld. Overworld and excuse me. They married the Overworld and basically every Jiggy you get is not. They're not all well separated, in my opinion. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can go to view totals. I'm gonna take a peek here, real quick. Objects and items, view totals. So, see, in the Mayhem Temple, I've got... I'm missing, well, that's okay. I'm missing 2 Jiggies, 2 Genjos, and... a Cheeto page, and, okay. So it's still there, but it's more collectability. It's even more of a collectathon than the previous one was. It is okay, but... it's a little bit more minigame heavy and a little bit more intertwined, and that's, you know, it's, eh. Okay. Let's, oh. I don't think I need to be a Stony for anything else, honestly. I won the kickball tournament. It's just, there's no real benefit to being a Stony, apart from that you can understand what all the other Stonies are saying. I don't know. Nice. I knew that, but I don't know why I felt the inclination to say thank you. And to compliment her. I think... only pieces that I'm missing... I can now go into the stadium lobby as Banjo. And oh no, the switch is on the other side for that. Ah, dang it. I know where that is. I know where that goes. Okay, so I think the only ones I really have left to do are the prison compound. I don't remember where the other one is. Let me think here. Let me do this. Come over here. Let's see. No. Okay. I think it is... No, I don't think... well, maybe. That's not that. It was... I know what it is. You lock in place on them, so you can't... wait. Was it not that? I think I missed something. Hold on. I'm gonna try this. Come here. Okay. get these moggies out of the way. Okay, so star, sun, star, moon, moon? No? What I missed something, surely. Let's do, okay. One more shot, and then if not, I'll have to come back to that. Which is... Oh, no, that's not one. Star? Wait. No. Sun. Sun. Moon. Star. Moon. Sun. Nope. Okay. I guess not. I don't remember what it was. So, all right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look. I don't think I get anything for opening it any which way. I think I have to free the little prisoner inside. I believe that's the case. Let's see. Yeah, I thought that was it. I thought it was the back and forth or the other. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I remember having to repeat one twice. I do remember that. But beyond that, I don't really remember what the code was. Or if I have to leave for it to reset, that could be a thing too. Okay, I know where the other jiggy is, so I might as well try and see if I can do that real quick, and then if not, I think we're good. I'm gonna have to call it there. Jump. Jump. And grab. I don't know what those things are supposed to be, but they are definitely unsettling. Because it's this one over here, right? This jiggy that I'm missing. Oh, but I still can't reach it. I seem to remember. I seem to remember being able to do something to make these bounce down, though. Let's see. I don't remember. I don't remember if this is the case. It doesn't look to be. Because I think I remember needing to, like, bomb these. So, okay. Well, then I guess that's, at this point in time, this is probably all the jiggies that I can get. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to jump off. And I think what I'm going to do is try to aim for, depending on the length of it, trying to do 1 to maybe 2 worlds per stream. And as I do that, I'll also put out the poll that I had spoken about. Zombie, I want to say thank you for giving me some insight to that poll. I should probably go ahead and to move us over to the outro screen there. So let me do that really quickly. But anyway, to say thank you for giving me insight to whether or not that would be a poll worth doing, and whether or not that would be worth looking into. I definitely do appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get some music going here. Here we go. I do want to say a colossal thank you to everybody who did jump onto the stream today, gave it a look, participated or otherwise. So big thank yous. I'll send out, of course, in a tweet. I like to make sure that I give some notoriety to the people who jump in and have shown me support. So thank you to Zombie, JLT1. Thank you to 21 Samage. Thank you to Thumb Brothers, Celestial Light, and The Great Red, for all of you having jumped in and said hi, participated, just kept company, and stuck this out for a little while with me. I think I now am going to go and get a little bit of rest and, you know, enjoy another fellow streamer as well, so Heaps. I don't think there's anything I can do to properly raid somebody so much bigger than me, but if you are so inclined, Heaps of Games is streaming. I highly recommend giving him a view. He's doing Half-Life right now. So, thank you very much, 21. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go and get some rest, get to feeling a little bit better, hopefully. And I hope you guys all are having a great day, feeling good, doing the same. And we'll see you guys next time.
This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't static, but fluid, like water. Be like water.